Oh yeah! Mario Wonder is here, and it was a rare day one purchase for me. Will I regret it? Well, let's fire it up and see.
It's a me!
Yes, it is. You've been saying the same damn thing for 26 years there, buddy.
It's me, Mario!
Why so arrogant? Mario's already more popular than Mickey Mouse, but he doubles down to make sure everyone knows it.
Hello!
Luigi's no better. Look!
Luigi did it!
Does Luigi suffer so much neglect and ridicule that he finds it necessary to refer to himself in the third person?
He even celebrates if he fails.
I did it!
You did what? You did what exactly? Course clear? He didn't find a goddamn thing.
I did it!
You're serious?
This villager simply gave you the Wonder Seed. You didn't even open the chest yourself.
I know, it's 2D Mario, and that is what I should be focused on. I'll just try to get into the gameplay.
Hey there!
All right, that was kind of a cool random touch to get the game going.
Where's the party? I believe in you!
They all talk? These flowers are all right. It's nice to get an energy and encouragement boost.
Walking plants, huh? Almost as weird as talking plants.
Meh, it's Mario. I mean, it's not really that surprising.
You don't see that every day.
True.
We just float here forever.
They realize their fate is sealed. That's a cool commentary. Is this game on drugs?
Whoa! Roll, roll, roll! Roll, roll, roll! Go, 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 go!
Wonderful!
Jesus, Murphy. This pace is just not sustainable for me. I just gotta stand here for a sec.
What's the matter? You tired or something?
Why do random flowers have more character depth, likability, voice acting, and charm than decades-old Nintendo mascots? Believe it or not, this is one of the least crazy things within Mario Wonder. Wondering if it's the game for you? Let's dive deep into Nintendo's latest platformer.
Yay!
Yeah!
Yay!
All right. Yeah, for sure. Yes. Whoa. Hey. How many damn flowers are there? How many? Oh my god. No! Hey, good to see you gamers. Shep here again from Gaming Introspection. It's always a treat to delve into a new 2D Mario game, especially when we consider how spread out Nintendo's release schedule always is. We go from being teenagers, to young adults, to middle-aged fogies like me in what seems to be just 3 Zelda games worth. Oh, wow. You know, I was doing this originally to exaggerate, but I didn't exaggerate at all. What is time?
Anyway, each Mario entry stands the test of time easily. You can always go back to them. Mario Wonder is actually the first brand new 2D entry since 2012's New Super Mario Bros. U, Luigi version notwithstanding. It preserves a lot of the elements that are common across all the classic games, but there's some huge hits that make it stand out, as well as a few misses that break the spell that it tries to cast on us.
Keep it parked here for more as we check out all the hits and misses of Super Mario Wonder. Nintendo worlds are far from realistic. We know this.
The protagonists are apparently plumbers who traverse and warp through pipes. Hills literally have eyes. Heroes casually turn into floating raccoons, abuse animals by riding on the backs of infant Yoshis, or slamming their ass down on the back of sea monsters, and what seem like entire continents can switch from a plain of those eye hills to a desert after taking a dozen footsteps. But the Wonder Flowers, yeah, real creative there. 3 gold stars for the design team on that one. These Wonderflower plants take these fantastical worlds and transform them into what gamers who have taken too many substances in too short of a time might envision. Now, the pipes even have eyes. They synchronize themselves into rhythmic water geysers and transmogrify into caterpillars.
It seriously made me question my own sanity, just with how bizarre these flower-created worlds become. Why is there a stampede? It's a demonic cement block that crushes crystals. It's on drugs. It has to be. It's an acid pipe dream. They're floating all over the place. Mind blown! Wonder is the perfect name for this title, because from World 1 to World 7, you just never know what kind of batcrap crazy Nintendo's gonna throw at you next. It's completely random.
You snag a Wonderflower, and suddenly you're answering Nintendo trivia questions. You grab the next one, and then...
Why is Mario channeling his inner Sonic the Hedgehog?
The pace and controls are very similar. This is ridiculous. When the flowers yell out,
How is this happening?
or
Was it all a dream?
we're asking ourselves that same question.
What the hell is going on with anything?
Practice makes better.
What? You heard that, right?
Practice makes better.
Have you ever heard anyone say that to a friend?
Maybe you got a buddy playing RE4, and they're like,
Oh, damn it. I really suck at this target shooting. Hey now, don't worry about it, buddy. Hey, remember, practice makes better. Yes, it does. Practice makes better. You get a backhand upside the head. Perfect. Practice makes perfect. That's the expression. Oh, I guess the game really doesn't have much faith in me as a player, so it's just like practice makes better. Better, yeah.
Mario's elephant transformation has amusing animations as the ass predictably gets stuck in the pipe, but that's simply banal and bland compared to all this psychedelic, light flashing, flower nonsense spewing, goo Luigi squishing, motorbike Mario dashing, rhythm sound jumping freak show. By the later levels, you've got slow and fast motion effects, as if it's like a drug that's kicking in and wearing off constantly. Flowers with voices that change from high pitch to low.
What is this?
I mean, wow! What is going on? Speaking of those flowers, they're a wonder in themselves. In case that wasn't clear by now, they're so self-aware of their place in life. Like this.
We just float here forever.
This place is dangerous. I'll just wait here. Not like I've got much choice.
They show genuine fear when things get crazy.
I'm falling!
Luckily, in Mario games, a bad fate never befalls anyone, especially not happy-go-lucky, friendly flowers. Oh. Yeah. Huh. Well, it died.
Thankfully, there's a lot more of them. And everywhere you go, they've got advice,
Feel like you're missing something?
encouragement,
Everyone! Someone's here to save you!
awful puns,
You're in great shape. You fit right in around here.
or pleas for help.
This place might be the end of me. My poor rhythms. Hey! You share your water with me?
They even have separate cheers during the racing stages for each member of the cast.
Mario Wonder probably has more voice acting than the previous 35 years of Mario games combined. And almost all of it comes from talking flowers that share more humanity, sarcastic wit, and life knowledge than any other Nintendo character. And they're so intense. Listen to this. How would you like to have a squadron of these flowers in your corner when you undergo your new fitness regimen?
1, 2, 3, jump! 1, 2, 3, jump! 1, 2, 3, jump! 1, 2, 3, jump! Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! Heave ho! Roll, 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 roll! Roll, roll, roll!
Sometimes the flowers can be surprisingly callous. In this desert temple, they alert the defenses to Mario's presence and even make snide comments as he scrambles for his life.
Think you're gonna make it?
Look at this one's reaction to the Goomba's deaths.
Well then.
Even Luigi's.
Well then. Aww.
Oh, I guess you died. Come to think of it, I'm left wondering just why the enemies are treated so harshly in this game. Most of the enemies are actually new, or newish, like these mentally inept charging rhinos that go over cliffs, evil Starbit looking things, buff Koopa glove piano mover pushers, and almost invincible door transformers. I have to give kudos for Nintendo being able to include this many new faces in such a veteran franchise. But stalwart, iconic foes like Goombas, they're often just sleeping, getting scared to death despite blissful circumstances, dying via plumber butt rush, getting relentlessly chased, enduring torture with cold splashes of water freezing them in place, or getting eaten.
Glad I'm not a Goomba.
They don't even hurt Mario like they used to, they simply just bounce off. And they're even relegated to background extras in the later stages. Goombas are sincerely the whipping boy in this game, where everything else is goddamn fine and dandy.
But even some of the new enemies, it looks almost like they've entered some deep, dark depression.
Look at these frowny face stone enemies. Their eyes are constantly in a pathetic, weepy expression, which changes to a different melancholy expression when they try to crush Mario. Are they self-aware? Do they understand how they're being used as tools of murder? If you look closely, you can see that blue rock thing they're holding has another blue frowning face scrawled on it.
Oh, this is really a buzzkill. Let's move outside to a stage that's more Mario-esque, that's all happy sunshine and rainbows.
These hippos are even more morose. It's a beautiful day. Why are they bringing down the mood so much? Oh, that's why. It's their destiny to become living, bouncing platforms that get stuck between two bricks before they're sent tumbling down a hillside to provide a makeshift stepping stone, which must support an elephant's ass.
Look at the sadness in their eyes.
What kind of an existence is this? Even upside down, they look sad.
Or wait, whoa. Can you see that face?
It's not exactly sad this time. It's just creepy. Almost looks like a purple, bloated, possessed Mickey Mouse ear demon with white eyes and no irises.
I bet you can't unsee that now. Can you?
Despite some cruelty towards the bad guys, there's tons of uplifting moments that do their best to shock and amaze. So, at the very least, we can't accuse Nintendo of exaggeration when they decided on wonder for this game's subtitle.
It's such a great word, wonder. It promotes thought and action. And if you're new here and still with us, and you're wondering about other content on the channel, please like and subscribe for more Mario-themed content like this coming soon. Thank you so much for spending some of your time here with me. One of the themes that you'll see consistent on this channel is my love for video game music. So let's make that our next hit. Come on, think back. Think back, you can do this. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Dude. Oh. Oh! What makes Mario Wonder's auditory experience so amazing is that it's just as unpredictable as the Wonder segments.
You're just minding your own business, playing through levels, and then suddenly...
Do I really need any extra commentary after what we just saw? Music is not just music in Mario Wonder.
There's an opera singing ghost with little Boos and man-eating doors backing him up in an orchestral choir. It's a bombastic, speaking, thumping beast that just doesn't relent. Unless you turn toward any of the ghosts, then it muffles itself, in which is another unique tune. The fact that the pace, character animations, stage movements like lighting and platforms, and player actions are all somehow put into synchronization with each other is no small feat, especially when it goes on for this long. Nintendo deserves props for this. In one of the final stages, Mario strikes a pose before an incredibly epic rhythm number starts up, and you're just grinning wide as you enjoy the wild ride of punching fire fists, risky jumps, and pressurized platforms. There's even separate poses for powered-up versions.
An elephant attempting to look sexy and stylish before his big musical number? That's something you just can't find in any other video game. Nope, not even that compares to this.
There's even a badge that you can obtain, which grants the player coins just for jumping in 4-time rhythm with the stage's music. Break the rhythm, and you reset it back to nothing until building it up again.
1, 2, 3.
And And you'd think this would just be a one-off badge to get a Wonder Seed and that it wouldn't ever be used again, right? No! Crazy as it is, you can do this on any level! The music will reflect the badge and change, giving you coins as you create some choreography. It's absolutely ridiculous and mostly useless, but this playfulness is exactly what Nintendo prides itself on. Young people, and those of us young at heart, appreciate these energy-infused musical numbers. These mini piranhas make this seem like a Mario-ized version of the Seven Dwarves. Direct homages in some simple minigame challenges tug on players' nostalgia. Do you recognize any of these melodies? You'll notice they didn't include Super Mario RPG's battle music as one of the selections for this.
Yeah. I wonder why.
There's a badge challenge that uses the music as a difficulty spike, wherein you need to jump mostly with the rhythm to survive.
Yippee!
It definitely takes practice, but it's doable. But the one special stage version of this, on the other hand, only rewards players who press those buttons in perfect beat timing.
And I mean perfect.
Oh! Yow! Wow! Oh! Ha! Yow! Wow! Oh! Oh! Ha!
Jump, jump, yes, don't, Luigi, don't die! Duh!
Practice makes better.
Wahoo! Hooray! Wahoo! Oh!
It's an exercise in frustration, but man, when you make it through, the notes just hit exactly with your wall jumps, and it's an endorphin rush like few other platformers can make.
Hooray! Oh yeah! Amazing!
Even the most minute changes add immersion as you play. Some levels feature musical note blocks that chime up and down the basic notes as characters and foes move across them. Dip underwater, and the instruments become fuzzier and blurry.
Whoa!
And cowardly crouching beneath your hat has a similar effect. Even the voice has variance between dry and underwater levels.
Wonderful! Wonderful!
Transform into Elephant Mario and witness the level theme become heavier with bass and lower trumpet sounds. The soundtrack isn't bursting with variety, if I'm being honest. Almost every single Wonder Flower segment has this extremely repetitive, cheery tune.
Yeah. Lot going on, huh?
And some levels have a surprisingly bland, droning quality. Or annoying, shrill instruments within the music. but the standout moments just pop out so much that they become what a player remembers upon reflection. So the soundtrack earns its badge of quality. Speaking of badges,
Wonderful!
badges aren't only fun to collect and do challenges for, they provide Mario and friends with many more abilities than most games. Gliding with the parachute cap is intuitive and helpful in a majority of the levels, especially where purple coins are concerned. The new vine grabbing badge lets you do some really trippy scaling up walls, and invites a lot of creativity, like ensuring a wonderful score by touching the top of the flagpole and netting some of the tougher purple coins without dying. Utilizing the Super Mushroom badge is great for young players, who may die often on a tough segment, giving them an extra hit to work with each time they retry. There's also shops along the overworld that sell badges, making it worthwhile to search even the map screen, which also contains purple flower coins. Many of these accessories are callbacks to older games. You've got the timing jump badge, which is handy in sand levels, that will imbue Mario 64 style triple jumps into your characters. And a floating jump badge that calls upon Luigi's flutter style jump from Mario 2. Speaking of that game, you can even get the crouch down and charge to jump higher ability from that classic. Actually, simply having a badge system at all reminds me of the Paper Mario series, in which they function in a very similar fashion. Mario Wonder houses tons of references that you'll notice as you spend more time with it. Even plowing through enemies while on your ass, that's taken from Super Mario Bros. 3. Then, there's the expert badges, which definitely are true to the name, because they actually make the game more difficult. This jumping badge incessantly makes characters hop, the bonus being that you can jump a lot higher than normal.
The badge system isn't perfect, especially the ones that provide a description that make you think you're gonna get this real advantage.
Like the coin magnet badge, supposedly attracting those hard to access purple flower coins. Look, it says there plain as day.
That is total BS!
I'm standing right next to the flipping thing. Is it not purple and a coin? It works on the small flowers coins, whoopity freaking do, and just barely. Look at how close I have to get for them to attract. I would have gotten all of them anyway just by jumping. This is what I figured the perk would be useful for, and instead, it does nothing. Then there's the invisible badge. This one is just asinine.
Where the hell am I?
The only reason you can succeed in the challenge for the badge is because you're breaking up cloud puffs as you pass through them. In regular stages, it's just chaos and bumbling. What's the point? There's no advantage. It's not like most of the enemies aggressively home in and attack Mario when he's visible anyway. Some of these badges are just there simply for dumb extras. Also, there's a sensor badge that I used quite often to find wonder flowers and purple coins. And this really takes a lot of the mystery and intrigue out of the game, which we'll talk about in the misses section. It'll sound off if you're near purple coins, even if they're clearly visible and already collected. Some of the wonder flowers are actually pretty well hidden, like this spot where you've got to do the butt stomp to reveal one. But this badge helps players basically cheat their way through to find hidden wonder seeds or exits, which in turn means new stages are revealed.
Thank you.
I've never been a huge multiplayer gamer. I must say, I have trouble just with two people sharing the same couch sometimes. No! I was 16 stars ahead of you!
This is especially true when you have to hear those screeching Toads and Daisy voices every time someone jumps or falls or dies or farts or turns into ghosts. But the online mode here is actually pretty well implemented. You don't directly interact with online people, which actually makes it great because you won't be bouncing into each other or off each other's heads, making you both tumble to your death. The screeching sounds, they still exist, but they're muted, which makes sense as these are mere specter players that are not directly playing with you. But you can observe them as they go through the stage and notice how they're able to access certain areas that you may be wondering how to get to. Like here, players may not recognize right away these interactive pulleys, but enough online people's actions make it clear you can gain something from it. Speaking of which, if you find something out and are inclined to help someone, you can place a standee image of your character in a location where something is hidden to give others a clue to search for it. You might find hidden items or routes that are not obvious, especially in these search quest minigames. This is extremely helpful. You're tasked with finding 5 flower coins to make the Wonder Seed appear, and it's very difficult to find all 5 of them on your own. You're jumping into thin air, you can't even see most of them. But this helpful person puts a standee next to this area, which doesn't quite help me enough to figure it out because I'm not too smart. So another player jumps continuously right beside it, and I'm still a level 4 jackass. So then he puts a smiling emoji to insist he's trying to help, then a question mark because he can't believe my puzzle-solving ineptitude.
What are you trying to tell me?
And it finally clicks in my delayed response brain that I need to jump at that location to make a hidden beanstalk appear, and that gives me access to one of the coins. You can return the favor, of course. Like here, I'm trying to show this player that you can use Drill Mario to get under this wall and get the coin. But this Toad guy just isn't getting it.
It's right here. Look at what I am doing. I'm even pointing the way for you. It's right there. Look at the fingers.
Yay, they did it. Oh, now I know how this person was feeling. In the regular stages, it's a pain dying and getting sent back. But if you're playing online, you have 5 seconds after dying to get yourself close to an online player, and simply touching them will save you, letting you continue. It genuinely feels good to help someone else out in reverse as well, especially if their countdown is nearing the end. This can even be done during boss battles, which is great for anyone who's not familiar with platforming games. Another thing you can do is give away a stored item for others to use. You just hold A down, and that bonus item gets sent out as a balloon that anyone, including the online players, can grab. In an online world plagued with such toxicity, teabagging, and cursing, it's refreshingly cooperative focused, with mannerisms like sending a smile emoji when someone helps you out. There's even a heart point meter that fills up as you do positive actions. It's a bonus feeling of joy when you all reach the goal at the same time. Brings back some couch co-op memories to be sure.
Nintendo has always been the boy/girl next door type when it comes to the personality that they try to exude. And that's not a bad thing. There are enough badass, edgy game companies that seem to be saturating the market on a daily basis.
Having said all that, online player interactions aren't always amicable. Look at this prick! Dashes off without me! Come back! Come back here! Please!
Oh, of course, it was Mario who just left Luigi's spirit there.
But I guess it's a racing stage. You can't expect someone to stop. Oh, damn it! I died again! Hey! You! Fugly face, please? Oh, God, I'm literally right beside you! Oh, wow. Now that's just brutal selfishness right there. They go out of their way to not revive me, even though I'm begging for a second breath. Yeah, nothing's ever going to be perfect, but these instances were rare. So I stand by this hit, and encourage you, even if you enjoy solo experiences, to give this a try.
Thank you.
So, what's not to like? Should you drop what you're doing and go get this latest from Nintendo? Or should you leave before you regret it?
Take me with you.
Don't decide until we process the misses, because it's not all happy flowers and rainbows. So, Mario Wonder isn't Celeste, which is probably as hardcore of a platformer as they come. And yes, I know Mario's audience has always been, and always will be, younger gamers. Well, all of us, we were kids once too. Maybe some of you watching this still are. But for us 30-somethings,
Mario was still just as geared towards kids back then, perhaps even more so given that goofy cartoon show. And the stages? They were not the carefree romp that a vast majority of Wonder's levels appear to be. Things were tougher back then.
though we still had it pretty good. Let's be honest.
Puzzle segments are almost non-existent. The most basic of thought processes will clue you in as to what you're supposed to do when it comes to where to jump or what enemy or skill you need to utilize. But, of course, puzzles aren't crucial to a platformer. However, a rising learning curve is, and Wonders is so extremely gentle all the way to the end, with very few spikes.
Terrifying! You must be sweating.
Even the castle stages, which look intimidating enough from the outside to make us feel a bit worried, even the flowers are freaking out.
Ew! What am I looking at?
They're just as short, sweet, and non-threatening as anything else. There's a bit more different variety in how the enemies and hazards appear out of thin air as you go, and there's some neat Wonderflower segments, but I wouldn't say it's any obvious difficulty jump. The castles are where you fight Bowser Jr., and while these are fun fights, with some really outlandish demonstrations of the Wonder powers, it's nothing excruciating. Even the later ones where he clones himself and goes crazy, it's all just meh. Battleships, too, have nothing to make Mario shake in his plumber booties. The only real difference is that most of them have some auto-scrolling pressure, which some normal stages implement anyway. And this forced scroll gimmick is too slow to build any panic. Sometimes it stops scrolling altogether, just so you can plan each of your precious jumps or actions to perfection. There's cool timed mechanics you need to utilize in order to make this flame subside, but as you're doing this, the game's like, oh, sorry, I see you're still figuring this out. Yeah, I'll just wait here. Are you good? You're good? Okay, yeah, let's keep going now. Thanks, boss. The game attempts to make you feel overwhelmed with Bowser's mechanical targeting laser cannon, but it's so slow to lock on that as long as you don't literally stand in one place for the sake of killing Mario, you'll never be hit by it. Just look at how far away I am by the time it finally shoots. Towards the end of the battleships, you get these awful conveyor belt rooms that shoot out random endless hazards. But it doesn't matter in the least. You just bypass all the hindrances like they're not even there, regardless of which variation we're talking about. You either run through it easily, you sacrifice a hit, or jump across all the enemies. Regardless, you stomp your ass on the Bowser Jewel Switch, and poof, you're done. It provides no rewarding feeling, no satisfaction whatsoever. You want a contrast? Look at Mario Bros. 3's battle stages. Observe just how much crazy bullcrap is being thrown and shot everywhere. There's cannons perpendicular and parallel and horizontal diagonal to other cannons, which shoot cannonballs in different directions while bullet bills are also shooting at you. In another one, there's a platoon of tanks shooting big shells all over the place. And meanwhile, the worker minions within the tanks poke their heads out just to throw wrenches at you. It gets so cluttered and chaotic with flying death items that the NES can't handle it, and it starts messing with your reflexes in slow motion.
Yeah, Frog Mario. That's gonna do it. That's gonna... Oh. Why do the cannons look like birdhouses? Oh, and those birdhouses shoot out death traps. Come on, look at all the bombs. Look at all the bombs. Oh, Jesus.
Look at that ball bomb. No, don't touch the ball bomb. No!
Oh!
There's lava bombs exploding, tank engines with exhaust burning you, larger cannonballs that wreck your super form. Mario's just sweating balls here. There's no checkpoint flag either. Even the last levels in Wonder have that Bowser flag that saves your progress. Not in my day. You just had to do it in one miraculous clean run.
Jump! Come on! Duh!
If you want to make it even easier, just play as Yoshi, or whatever the hell this nabbit thing is. You just careen into enemies at random and run to the right. I get that this was put into play for kids to join their parents or older brothers and sisters without always being the cause of redoing the stage. But come on! If you're a Yoshi fan, stay tuned for more on this. To make it clear as day how easy the main quest is, the final boss encounter with Bowser, while surprising, long, and multifaceted with many different jumping and rhythm elements, fails to be intimidating. At several points, there's like a conveyor belt of power-ups to help you out. It's basically jumping into Bowser's 2 palms, then doing the same thing against 3 and then 4 of those sweaty claw mitts, and then hitting Bowser's obvious weak point near the head to trigger the next sequence, and finally, jumping on that same Bowser switch that adorned those easiest mecha encounters in the battleships, and watching him explode. Honestly, it was easy enough for me to beat on my very first try. Not one death. And speaking of deaths, there's no punishment for running out of lives whatsoever. All that happens is the prince guy who's paired with you emerges and goes, "Oh, that was intense. Here's some one-up mushrooms." And then you're treated with this one-time bonus stage world that appears out of thin air, where Mario just gets bombarded with hundreds of coins blasting at him, all with flowers cheering him on to earn extra lives, while the Princess Secret slide music from Mario 64 is pulsating in the background. Holy. So maybe the coin collecting, maybe that makes it tougher. Well, even if you die scoring one of those very hard to reach purple coins, the game counts it as if you'd snagged it and survived. So you can just sacrifice yourself to complete your coin collection and then ignore it on your next run. That's a bit too much hand-holding for me. You can avoid deaths too with regularity by using the safety bounce badge, which means stumbling into searing molten magma or nothingness, even fumbling a jump on a tough auto-scroll stage. It just makes Mario bounce up with lots of momentum, completely nullifying one of the few instant death potentials. The big coins don't have to be collected anyway. They're just for buying more things at shops, or paying NPCs to open the path forward, and you'll uncover more than enough of those just going through the game as normal. It doesn't open the way to any secret exits or bonus worlds either. Speaking of secret exits, not many of them anyway, at least not compared to mega classics like Super Mario World, which were strewn all the way through the game. When you start your next playthrough, you're given a complete list of stages, including the ones you missed. And if I ignore the special stage worlds, which admittedly I didn't find many of, I only missed 2.
2 stages were missed during my first playthrough. And that was without the use of any strategy guides or online tutorials or anything. This lack of challenge really hurts the replay value. A lot.
In the Shining Falls world, I was just going about my business, and suddenly I see a notification that tells me I've found basically everything. I wasn't really trying that hard, but okay, I guess I'm good? It doesn't feel like it, especially since even if you are missing something secret, often those talking flowers are there to spell it out for you.
Feel like you're missing something? Wonder if they ate it.
So, I retry the stage and notice a question mark block getting eaten, which with all the chaos I had never noticed. But now it's blatantly obvious that it'll contain a wonder flower. Almost every stage has only 2 main collectibles. Compare that to something like the Mario Galaxy series, where you get 120 power stars to find, and then when you think you're done, there's 120 more green ones. And it's not even close to the value you get in Mario Odyssey, which can have dozens of power moons found on a single stage. To be fair, there are tough segments, like the music levels that I mentioned, some of the badge challenges, and the special world stages, which are more hair-trigger reflex affairs. A couple of the expert badge challenges have almost no margin for error, as you have to maintain momentum across 6-inch wide platforms as you jump without being able to rest or reset. There's also several genuinely tough parts in the normal stages too, but honestly, you can count them on one hand.
It's another reason that the game is great for younger kids. But considering the invincible characters we've talked about, that should be yet another reason to increase the challenge for veteran platform gamers. The character flaws, they don't stop there either. Let's take a close look.
Especially for the youths who will make up the target audience, it's great to see such a robust character selection. You've got the usual cast, the Mario Brothers, Peach, Daisy, the Toads, Yoshi, all the classics, which seems like an awesome variety at first, until you realize it doesn't matter one iota which character you pick. No one has any unique features. Everyone jumps the same height, has the same speed, the same traction on the ground, it's palette swapping at the most basic of basic levels. Nintendo has no excuse for this either. In 1988, they crafted Mario Bros. 2, and the 4 selectable protagonists had tons of differences. Mario was the typical all-round character, with no real strengths or weaknesses when it comes to power or jumping. Luigi could jump higher and flutter kick, similar again to a badge you can find in the game, which is a nice callback. But he was weaker and vulnerable to enemies while picking them up or pulling out veggies. Peach was even weaker in this regard, but she was able to float for a couple seconds to simply bypass any hazards, while Toad apparently injected himself with steroids to become the strongest and fastest of the party. But he pays for it with crippled legs that mean his jumping can put him in danger or make platforming really difficult.
That NES game is 35 years old, and it has more depth and nuance than a 2023 HD Mario game.
The only exceptions are, like previously stated, the Yoshis and Nabbit, who just kinda grunt awkwardly upon making contact with an enemy before going on their merry way as if nothing happened. Oh damn, Bowser's in tough against this lineup. He's got ultra homing cannon lasers locked onto Yoshi, but meh. He just makes that absurd grunt, blinks a few times, and keeps going, as if to say, is that all you got? It's so boring. They can't even transform with power-ups. All that happens is good.
Yeah, that's so satisfying. Good. Good.
Those fun rotating blocks that give different power-ups lose all of their value. Good, good, good. For Yoshi in particular, he's been a beloved Mario character for over 30 years, has many fans, and deservedly so. By relegating him to an invincible easy mode, in which he can't die, you're alienating a huge percentage of his fan base.
And besides, Yoshi is used to death.
There's a certain disturbed segment of Super Mario World fans who seem to relish in sacrificing the dinosaur just to make sure Mario survives, jumping off of him over a pit, drowning him, or trying to get him crushed. But here, he can't ever fail or get hurt, so it's impossible to enjoy playing as him while also doing a legitimate run through the game. What sucks even more is he's only one with different abilities. You can use his flutter jump kick, like in the Smash games, and his enemy eating action, which is so fun to do. You can also combine the badges with Yoshi to do crazy things, like turn his tongue into a long vine, or add a bonus jump to make his airborne powers even more hefty. Look at him dominate this desert stage with aerial maneuvers. But anyone who goes this route will just get ridiculed as a noob because he can't die unless he falls, which his flutter jump can also save him from at times. He gets no respect whatsoever. I don't care for Yoshi that much myself, especially with him being such a cheap bastard in any fighting game he's in. Here it is. That's Yoshi's basic down air attack.
That's what happens when a dinosaur whacks you across the head 18 times with rubber boots.
But hey, I'm just one man, and there's tons of players out there who would want him to have a standard character spot. Besides, you already have this awful nabbit creature for invincibility.
All Nintendo would have had to do is take that Nabbit character and assign him the easy invincible option, while giving Yoshi the fan service he deserves. He's not the only character that's woefully underutilized either. I know. Nobody buys a Mario game for its thrilling plot or character development.
That'd be like if you bought Final Fantasy VII hoping for realistic motorbike racing physics. This plot is just as paper thin as any other Mario game, with the ironic exception of the Paper Mario series. Bad choice of words.
Oh, speaking of RPGs, Super Mario RPG Remake is out. Stay tuned for my review on that in a few weeks. It'll be a good one.
This one, though, is even less of a story than the others. Peach isn't even kidnapped. I mean, the entire cast is just leisurely walking around on vacation to a nearby kingdom, so the home universe is fine and dandy throughout. Instead, you befriend the naturally peaceful new caterpillar people in this Flower Isles world. Maybe Mario's trying to reconcile with them after drowning Wiggler's house. But anyway, before long, Bowser ruins the landscape, oh, bet you didn't see that coming, by abusing wonder magic, which apparently has completely cosmic powers comparable to Infinity Stones that change reality with magical poofs. Bowser isn't even really seen in his natural form for more than these 5 seconds. He just instantly merges with his own castle to make some kind of deformed, glowing monstrosity.
Oh, God, that's hideous. Bowser looks like the logo that would appear on an awful 90s grunge emo rock band. A band that's just awful, like the Poison Spike Hell Bandits or something like that just kind of practice out of one of the band members' mother's basement.
Well, there he sits. That's all he does for the rest of the game. Just floats there, waiting for you to scoop up the piranha guards one by one using the royal seeds. Wouldn't it be cool to have to actually fight that army of ghostly magical piranha demons? Well, maybe, but screw it, they'd just get absorbed. That was just as exciting anyway. Right? Meanwhile, Bowser Jr. is sent out to command the various battlements across the world, and he just sucks at his job. Going with the too easy miss, he fails miserably to provide any real competition. Though I admit, the wonder effects he uses tilt the battlefield in many unique ways when it comes to the setup, lighting, and movement required to land a hit, especially when you progress to the later stages. But his final moments are extra cringe, getting undone by his own abuse of whatever the hell this wonder power really is, and Bowser's castle's inventions. When you finally reach Bowser, it's just not really a Bowser fight at all. I don't even know what to say about it.
I mean, it's different, but is different always good?
We've seen him in ridiculously over-exaggerated forms before, like the Mario Galaxy series. That one was a trip. It was a gargantuan, overzealous caricature form of him, but at least it was Bowser in the flesh. This one is more like a Dr. Wily battle from Mega Man than King of the Koopas. Oh, and regarding Koopas, Magic Koopa here isn't even a mini-boss. or anything. Just flies around making players wait through animations as it summons battleships or whatever. I just wish we could kick its ass. Instead, the only comeuppance delivered is Magikoopa flailing around in vain with Bowser and his crappy ship plummeting in a cloud of dust, ending Mario Wonder with a muffled thud instead of the boom it deserves.
Given all of its flaws, can I honestly say I regret the full purchase price? No. No regret whatsoever. It's a testament to Nintendo's innovation that they can still freshen up the platforming genre after almost 40 years.
Even if you don't count the drug-like Wonderflower segments, there's tons of variety here. Electric light short-out stages, boo castles with lights on a timer you need to activate and lure them towards, arenas where you have to kill the enemies really fast for purple coin bonuses, scrolling stages that require jumping in and out of rock rings or on top of dragons, pressure platforms, and doppelganger ghost chase scenes. There's new ideas introduced to the tried and tested gameplay all the way through your 20-hour journey. Even ancient power-ups like invincibility stars have a new wrinkle. Getting one means there's a big chance of another one spawning, and you can spin yourself invincibly in a never-ending loop. Check this segment out. This encapsulates Mario Wonder perfectly. Chaotic, energetic, bouncy music, fun gameplay, even if you don't ever really get a grasp on what the hell is happening.
As we know, Nintendo games almost never go on sale. So you might as well get this one early and enjoy it. Especially if you have young kids at home, they will have an absolute blast with this game. You cannot lose. Go for it. So, no regrets. That's my verdict. But it's just one man's opinion. What hits did I miss? And what misses should I have hit? Please let me know, and please stay tuned. We have a whole bunch of RPG content streaming towards you as the holidays approach. Take care of yourselves, gamers. It is always good to see ya.
Come back again sometime, yeah?